Few natural attractions express the power and beauty of the natural world quite like waterfalls. They can both be incredibly calming to look at and awe-inspiring in their intensity. These are the feelings that most beautiful waterfalls in the world evoke, which is why travelers often go to such great lengths to see them. Here's a list of some of the best waterfalls from all over the world. First, we have Iguazu Falls, Argentina and Brazil. Spanning the border of Argentina and Brazil in South America, Iguazu Falls is not only amongst the biggest waterfalls of the world, but also the most captivating. Formed by the Iguazu River, this incredible site is actually a collection of approximately 275 distinct waterfalls, arranged in a horseshoe shape, while the river, which is the start of the falls, is found on the Brazilian side of the border. The majority of the falls are in Argentina. This means you'll need to cross the border to see the full 1.7 miles of the flowing waterfalls within this World Heritage List National Park. Second on the list is Victoria Falls, Zambia and Zimbabwe. Easily one of the most famous waterfalls in Africa, the Victoria Falls are an awe-inspiring UNESCO World Heritage Site shared between Zambia and Zimbabwe. The immensely wide waterfall stretches 1.7 kilometers across and drops 108 meters at its highest, creating a scene that draws people from around the world. Victoria Falls are fed by the Zambezi River and are famous for their engulfing mist, which explains the meaning behind the name, the smoke that thunders. One of the best experiences here at one of the 7 natural wonders of the world is to take a dip in the Devil's Pool, which precariously sits right at the top of the waterfall. Moving on, we have Plitvice Lakes Waterfalls, Croatia. While the entirety of Plitvice Lakes National Park is a gorgeous place to visit, it's the waterfalls and cascades there that take it to a whole other level. Found in the hinterland of central Croatia, Plitvice is home to 16 terraced lakes that are joined to each other by incredibly pretty waterfalls. This means that as you explore the national park, you're repeatedly greeted by picturesque cascades as you climb from one aquamarine lake to the next. The largest waterfall at Plitvice Lakes National Park, though, does not come from the lakes at all. It's actually the Plitvice River that flows over the waterfall, Veliki Slap, which measures 78 meters in height. Next is Ban Giac Dishan Falls, Vietnam and China. Continuing the trend of waterfalls on borders is the enchanting Ban Giac Dishan Falls of Asia. This 3-tiered waterfall sits on the border of China and Vietnam, and is known in Vietnam as the Ban Giac Waterfall, and in China as the Dishan Falls. No matter how you identify it, when the Kwe Sun River is at its highest during the rainy season, it's undeniably one of the best waterfalls of the world. Surrounded by lush vegetation, looming mountains, and quite an open karst valley, it's easy to get a superb view of these cascades and their place in the landscape. For an up-close vantage point, take a ride up to the falls on a local bamboo raft. We obviously can't leave out Niagara Falls, USA and Canada. When it comes to famous waterfalls, is there any that is more widely recognized than Niagara Falls? This iconic waterfall sits on the border between Canada and the USA, where the Niagara River connects Lake Erie with Lake Ontario. Niagara Falls consist of 3 distinct waterfalls, but Horseshoe Falls is the largest at 157 feet and is the most photographed of the 3. The other smaller waterfalls here are the American Falls and Brittle Vale Falls, both of which fall on the US side of the border. There are many ways to experience the power of Niagara Falls, from viewpoints in both countries to cruises that take you out on the bottom of the waterfalls. We now have Angel Falls, Venezuela. Taking the title of the world's largest waterfall in terms of height is mighty Angel Falls in Venezuela, reaching an incredible height of 979 meters. Angel Falls is the highest uninterrupted waterfall and features a series of cascades and rapids at the bottom of its main plunge. The waterfall starts at the top of the tabletop mountain of Owen Tupui, and its source is the remote Churin River in Canaima National Park. Getting to this South American marvel isn't too easy, seeing as it's hidden deep in the equatorial rainforest in a country that's not known for its easy tourism. We can't leave out Tagala Falls, South Africa. Coming second on the list of the largest waterfalls in the world, Tagala Falls is a brilliant cataract to visit, located among the Drakensberg Mountains in South Africa's Royal Natal National Park. The falls are recorded at a total of 948 meters. This measurement counts each of the 5 separate tiers of the Tagala Falls, the largest of which drops 411 meters. Pouring from the Tagala River, this falls stand out sharply against the towering Rocky Mountains, making them a sight to behold. Next is Gullfoss, Iceland. Waterfalls come in all shapes and sizes, as proven by the wonderfully distinct falls of Gullfoss in Iceland. This amazing waterfall is an iconic attraction in Iceland, thanks to the way that Gullfoss changes direction between its 2 tiers. After the Hifdal River falls over the first tier of the waterfall, it takes a sharp 90-degree turn before the second fall, creating a staircase effect. The waterfall's name, which translates as Golden Falls, comes from the golden hue that's occasionally visible under the sunlight, while it's also common to see rainbows within its heavy mist. Let's move on to Yosemite Falls, USA. There are many reasons to visit Yosemite National Park, the most popular national park in the US. One of them is to see the majestic Yosemite Falls. This lofty waterfall drops 2,425 feet, split across 3 stages: the Upper Yosemite Fall, Middle Cascades, and Lower Yosemite Fall. It's important to understand that this is a seasonal waterfall and rarely flows during summer or autumn. To see the Yosemite Falls at its best, come in late spring. This is not the only major waterfall to be found in Yosemite National Park either, with Brittle Vale Fall another local waterfall that's incredibly popular. We give you Dudhsagar Falls, India. To see one of the most impressive falls in Asia, head for Dudhsagar Falls in Goa, India. Dudhsagar Falls cascades across 4 tiers for a total plunge of 310 meters, and with an average width of 30 meters, the waterfall seems much larger. Because the Dudhsagar Falls are located in a monsoonal region, season, they're at their most powerful during Goa's rainy season. Flowing through the mountains of the Western Ghats, the waterfall is surrounded by spectacular mountains and forests that showcase the beauty of India's nature, creating an unforgettable postcard moment. Up next is Kayatur Falls, Guyana. Like so many beautiful waterfalls, the Kayatur Falls of Guyana are incredibly remote, which is also a part of their appeal. Situated in Kayatur National Park in Guyana's portion of the Amazon rainforest, this mighty waterfall is one of the most powerful in the world. The waterfall is fed by the Pataro River and dives 226 meters down in a single drop from a sheer broad cliff. Watching the water surge over the waterfall is one of the most popular attractions in all of Guyana. For the best views of the falls, hop aboard one of the local sightseeing planes. Moving on to Ruby Falls, USA. Unlike any other waterfalls on this list, what makes the Ruby Falls of Tennessee so special is that they're actually found underground. To see this fascinating natural phenomenon near Chattanooga, you'll have to delve deep underground, but it's an experience you won't soon forget. Assessing the waterfall requires dropping 26 stories in an elevator under Lookout Mountain, at the bottom of which you'll find the Ruby Falls illuminated in a spellbinding light show. The height of the falls is a humble 145 feet, but there's still a magical sight thanks to the rock formations, lights, and ambience of this subterranean attraction. Amazing aerial view of Mountain Lake Quill and Sutherland Falls on the scenic flight from Milford Sound to Queenstown, Fiordland, New Zealand. As we approach the end, we have Sutherland Falls, New Zealand. New Zealand has no shortage of gorgeous natural scenery thanks to landmark attractions like Sutherland Falls. Although found not too far from Milford Sound in South Island, Sutherland Falls are somewhat remote but are worth the effort. And draining from Lake Quill, it's easily one of the most dramatic waterfalls in nature you could find. Sutherland Falls consist of 3 separate cascades that together stretch an impressive 580 meters. Due to its isolated position among the Katatirio to Moana Mountains, seeing this waterfall requires either a multi-day hike or a scenic flight. Finally, we have Quang Si Waterfalls, Laos. One of the most famous landmarks in Laos is the Quang Si Waterfall. This amazing natural attraction is within reach of the city Luang Prabang, making it an easy and popular place for travelers to visit when in Luang Prabang. Although the main fall only measures around 60 meters, the 3-tiered waterfall is a visual wonder, seemingly emerging from the rainforest out of nowhere. Limestone pools around the bottom of the falls showcase the inviting pale blue color of the water, with some even open for visitors to swim in. That is all the time we had for today. Make sure to add some of these beautiful sights to your bucket list. You will not regret it. Cheers!